Oh god. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, so where was I? Oh. Getting distracted. Getting distracted. And I didn't realize I need to do some minor adjustment to my fabric construct. That's just fine. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah, wrong layer, right layer, right, nope. No, this is looking like a panel. Oh boy, a bit more planned out than the previous one. Yes. So if I just get some linen. Green, right, green linen. Yes. Okay, where did I put the shot window now? Sure. Seriously, I know I had the window here. Hello, hello. God dag, mann. Økseskaft. Økseskaft. Let's do cosplay. Let's do Mastercraft. Let's see. Let's need to take a version of Link. I put in the barbarian helmet. And the rest is... Yeah. Well, that's Michelle Maylan. Woohoo! I am the best. Hmm. Right, okay there, and okay there. I have the shut over here. Here's the window over there.
At least figuring out like weather over here in the coming days. And I don't really know like when because it's very like polarizing with how it is here. So like if it doesn't work out tomorrow, I can at least say like, all right, I did a birthday stream for you. It still works out. At least we can do the funny little gimmick of playing as a peasant. We're working on other NPC features and stuff. Well, hey, if you show up for videos, I'll be very excited to check it out. Or unless you just do it on your own stuff, then we're understandable too. There's a man on the internet.
There's a man on the internet. Just some random guy I met years ago. There's a man on the internet. Fortunately, there's a dark side to this person. There's a man on the internet. He's addicted to drama. There's a man on the internet. He spreads rumors about people he doesn't know. There's a man on the internet. Facts he doesn't have. There's a man on the internet. Don't take my word for it. There's a man on the internet. You're talking about yourself. There's a man on the internet. Oops, wow. There's a man on the internet. Maybe we should give him the benefit of doubt, even though there's a man on the internet. I took him to court. What a hero. Wow. There's a man on the internet. A guy by the name of. There's a man on the internet. Damn it. There's a man on the internet. Maybe
Why am I overthinking this? Yeah. Easy.
Now make amends for the shit you said, but you never meant. Too late to say it was all pretend. Save face and take it on the chin. Maybe then we'll let you back in. Don't forget the truth always wins. All your sins, mount your neck, tighten in, cut the thread, do it quick. Stand up, dust off, now win a grand. Never stop until the take all I can. Understand, I got your soul in my hand. Come and prosper on your like Caliban. We got a handle on the metal of command. Not a friend that's to catch you when you land. Calm, build trust on a better stand. It's time to make amends.
I just realized a great thing is rules. Yes, they follow rules. The rules are very cool. Yes. Prime Video. Really? One episode.
was so young, no fun. Now look what you've done. I'm just trying to shit, so why you hushing my buzz? I got one roll left and then I'm out of luck, and then I'll have to start trying to waffle. Stop shit. Wait, what did he just say? 100 million new cases every day, and no cure, no hope, and all we got is face. So get inside and hide and pray it all away. Well, that's gay, but what choice can I make? I got too fat shit sitting on my plate. I either stay in place and go slowly insane, or take a chance outside and get Asian AIDS. God damn, Chang, why you gotta be like this? I thought we were tight, I was the watching you right shit. You're making me rethink the price of friendship. Got all this tension, a happy ending. I swear the test kit you said was empty. I'm betting you never thought I would bother to check it. Don't tell me I'm crazy, Chang, don't tempt me. I'm fretting and sweating and getting a lighthead, please. I'm trying to breathe, but I can't find the breeze. My feet are starting to climb above the hind knees, and I'm spiraling. Is it finally my time to leave and go quietly? Fuck that, no bat's ever gonna stop me, and no near cough's ever gonna drop me. Oh fuck, help, Chang, the cops has got me, Chang, help, please. First light in the bag is on my mind. Clear head and my eyes are on the prize. Don't wait too late, gotta cut the line. No chance, it's the man, access denied. Head back, prep for another attack. Hit him hard, hit him fast, hold nothing back. No mercy, take everything they have. Hey miss, your shit, put it in the bag. Let's split, bail with the bag equipped. No trace in the place left, not a drip. The prize zip locked, I say from my hip. I dive head first back into the whip. Job done, end of another run. What you get, spill it out, count up the sum. One roll, that's it, now my time has come, and I feel despair filling up my lungs. Move, bitch, you don't want this. I got a syringe of bleach and I'll use it to get your hands off the bag if you wanna live. I'm crazy, lady, don't test me. Maintain distance of 50 feet. Back up, please, cause I just can't breathe. Hey, this dude got no mask, you freak, man. Don't you know we're all diseased? Who coughed? Someone please call the cops. We gotta put a stop to this liberty stuff. You know China had a 90, we should wall you up. We're just trying to save lives at any cost. Goddamn, no freedom, that gets me up. And no food will never be clean enough. Hey, officer, can I suck your cock? Cause I don't ever want this lockdown to stop.
So it can trick tests and incubates for life. You can be asymptomatic and infect people. It'll destroy your lungs, and if you survive it, it will give you a heart attack. And if you survive that, it'll make you worse. All I think we can. It's gonna render you infertile. That just doesn't sound like the fucking cold to me. That doesn't sound like any disease I've ever heard of.
No, no, I'm looking at Scorpion.
Good evening and welcome to the News.Fun Coronavirus Update. I'm Dick Zuckerman, bringing you the latest on this totally fucked nightmare pandemic. In response to recent independent inquiries into the origins of the virus, the Chinese Ministry of Health was quoted as saying, "What virus?" President Jinping could not be reached for comment. However, his Interior Ministry has strenuously denied reports that he was, quote, stuck in a laboratory. Although the CCP has thus far remained tight-lipped as to the origins of the virus, we turn now to Chinese Ambassador Chang for an official statement of sympathies.
Mr. Round Like Wino, want a number 4, that's soup bowl with a large fried rhino. Want a pizza, want a burger, want a venerator, 2 here, bomb. Fuck you, boy, China number 1, you American dumb. Got 100 million masks from your fat man Trump. Very good man, Mr. Jinping, very smart, make the virus go away, make the death rate none. Oh, Mr. Pig Face Bun Rice, wanna buy a test kit, you get very good price. 100K broke by now, get the money, book customer. You get the virus for free. China very strong and America wrong. Superpower, no match, very no Taiwan. Big dog, butterface, get no one town. You lose, now small dick China one. You don't want a troublemaker.
can no longer take it. At least they'll never call me racist. It's amazing, 0 cases after 80. Nothing shady, kinda really is the greatest. Everybody sing the praises. Did they pay me just to say this? Course they didn't. Don't be crazy. By the way, let me just say that Taiwan ain't a real place. And oh, chinga 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 ching ching chong. Chinga ching ching chinga ching ching chong. Ching ching chong. Oh, chinga 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 ching ching chong. Ching ching chong. Ching ching chong. All right, you can do this. You just gotta tell her how you feel. Sure, she's rejected you before, but you just gotta be yourself this time. Walk up there and say, Veronica, I love you. Will you go to the prom with me? Ugh, damn it, why is this so hard? And why do I gotta keep asking her out? She should be asking me out. Ah, fuck it, just do it. No turning back now.
It would be so awesome to just have a Lubu cosplay. Just going, one, do not chase Lubu! It's Lubu! Run away!
Show you my Gundam so you'll know that I'm the guy for you. While you wasted away your best days at the gym, I cultivated in the strength recipe. Open up the doors, love will go away. Let me in, you bitch. I hope you get right. Sorry, don't mean that. Please, can we just talk? You're a fucking bitch. There's nothing you can say. Not gonna stop it, I want the key to unlock it. I'll keep on knocking and knocking, just keep on knocking and knocking. Not gonna stop till I got it. I want the key to unlock it. I'll keep on knocking till you. Veronica! Just open up! You don't understand! From my point of view, the Chads are evil! It didn't have to be this way. You know this door can't withstand my Japanese steel, Veronica! You leave me no choice! Ryujin no Genwoku da! My sword! Don't shut me out! It was just a joke! I
want to talk about hate crimes? Yeah. I wish I could perpetrate a hate crime. I love hate. I think we need more hate. So you want to hoax a hate crime? Step number one.
Alright, so we're looking for a dude who was on the subway who snatched this girl's hijab and ran away.
Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime.
Alright,
Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Love crime. Hate crime.
we're looking for a
Black crime. White crimes are on the rise. Gay sex. Hate crime.
Alright,
Hate crime. Mind crimes are on the rise.
Women.
Hate crime.
hijab.
Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime.
Hate crime.
Three guys. Hate crimes are on the rise. Love. Hate crime. Use double gay. Black. White crimes are on the rise. Gay. Christian. Hate mind crimes are on the rise. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate your huge black penises. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Hate them. And they threw bleach at me. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Hate them. This is MAGA country. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. They're just the worst. I hate it. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Julius Molius. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Love crime. Hate crime. Black Ed Win. Hate crime. White crimes are on the rise. Gay sex. Hate crime. Sidney Poitier. Hate crime. Mind crimes are on the rise. Women. Hate crime. Justice. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Julius Molius. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Love crime. Black Ed Win. Hate crime. White crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Sidney Poitier. Hate crime. Crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Justice. I hate your huge black penises. And they threw bleach at me. This is MAGA country. They're just the worst. I hate it. First of all, this is MAGA country, and I've hated black people since before. We're the worst. They're just the worst. I hate your huge black penises. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. That's what he said. Yes.
Alright.
And I hate that you don't get funded. You don't get funded. There should be more. And I hate that you don't get college funding easily. First of all, there should be more. And I hate that you don't get funded. You don't get funded. There should be more. And I hate that you don't get funding. You know what I'm talking about, right?
And it's Trump's fault.
We're getting there. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. We're looking for black crimes are on the rise. Sex. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. Three black guys. Hate crimes are on the rise. Hate crime. White crimes are on the rise. Sex. Christian. Hate crimes are on the rise. I wish I could perpetrate a hate crime.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love.
No vampires remain in Romania. I am not your Dracula spectacular. This is not your weekend in Vegas. This is not your selfie obscura. I am not your tour guide of Barry. This is not West Hollywood on Thursday. I am not your object to art. I am not your sepia heyday. This is not the moment we part. No vampires remain in
conditioned behavior. I am not the disease or the cure. No vampires remain in Romania. No vampires remain in Romania. Don't sing a song in Transylvania. No vampires remain in Romania. No vampires Romania remain in Romania. No vampires remain in Romania. No vampires Romania remain in Romania. No vampires remain in Romania. No vampires remain in Romania. No vampires remain in Romania.
I'm sick. Someone call the doctor quick. Please, doc. I got a lot of pain within. Lately, I'm making under the weight of things. I won't make it. My patience is fading quick. Cause I'm flat. Motivation paper thin. I'm shackled to the battlements of a brain prison. I'm taking shots at the thoughts that are breaking in. They got me shaking. And I can't take it. Naked and afraid of the man I see. And that on me. Shaved like a manatee. Tight squeeze in the Game Boy graphic tee. My kneecaps do a battle with gravity. I cannot breathe when I sleep. It's a tragedy. And last week I made a scene at the movies. I shot my jeans, stacked it, and two black teens snapped. Hey yo, this nigga eating beans. Look fat, I don't wanna sugarcoat the facts and have a joke on them hot. Slow down, relax. I think it's better if I give it to you straight. Quick, tell you what I think. Tell you what they should have told you as a kid. You're sick, well the only cure is to live. So pick it up if you want to live. Now hit the gym, fat bitch. Give it everything. Don't stop till you're fucking ripped. Bump, bump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump. So bump, bump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump. But man, I need a plan, don't know where to start. I need advice from guys who know the stuff. I head online, find a site, and try to ask. Can anybody help me get big above? Listen up, it's more than lifting bars. True strength within, so lift with your heart and you'll get far. Gee, thanks, mister. No problem, kid. Heil Hitler. Bass. Hey, the secret is never letting the games escape in the first place. Perspiration is wasted. Save it. Tastes great the next day and the benefits are amazing. You come? Huh, say no more, son. You want to make sure if they hit the floor, none. Just with a drop, get a lot into your system. Listen, your taste buds will know what hit them. The routine's a breeze. PGM for pre, lesser than L-arginine. Yeah, had a little market for quality and it's matter in a zig. If you want to guarantee that high tea, believe me, it's a seminal day. A teaspoon of cream, you'll never be the same. You want gains? There's no
Okay.
Bump, bump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump. So bump, bump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta make those gains. Starting today, you won't leave the late, no hesitation. Make friends with the pain, it'll take me places. Head down, I'll stop it, just embrace it. Again for the pump, got my aim to shake it. Take me to the limit, feel it in my basement. Squat so deep, I can almost taste it. It tastes amazing. Ain't no breaks, nah, I'm here to stay. So base me like a chicken in your finest flavors. I feel the strain on these nuts vibrating. Stand back, I feel the cum stack activating. The biceps, the tries, the abs, the traps, the pecs, the lats, the delts, the back, the sides, the thighs, the quads, the hams, the glutes, the glands. Jump, jack. pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump. So pump, pump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump, pump, get the pump. Gotta get my blood running, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump, get the pump. Gotta get the pump. Gotta get my cock throbbing, keep the pressure up. Feeling tight, feeling jacked, and I wanna come. Yeah, every single day gotta get the pump. Long day in the wage cage. I can't wait to lay back and rest. I'm gonna relax and play games, yeah. Pass out and do it again, and I work hard to get paid, yeah. Not much, but I get by. No time to complain though, the sun's up, so it's rise and shine, and I roll out of bed and get dressed. My soul shined and my shirt pressed. Big smile now, I'm looking sharp, but I got a feeling the things are looking fucked. Cause it might be a long drive ahead, so I tempt fate by running all the reds. I lean back and cry, I'm trying to crash the car before I head inside, where I greet the big guy, firm shake. He pulls me aside and says, hey mate, now you know you're a star, my number one. I got a job for you, my son, listen up, cause tonight you have to stay back. And he dumped a stack into my lap. And when you're done with that, just one more task. Can you eat the shit directly from my ask me anything, and I'll be there. Just tell me to jump, I'm up in the air. How high now, sir? I'll jump till it hurts. I'm here to serve. My time is cheap, and so's my fee. I won't ever sleep, no, it's for the weak. I'm at your feet until the grave. What better way to live than living like your fucking slave? But hey, it's just another day in this gay earth. Yeah, I work like a slave, but I gotta earn. I said, man, when you gonna pay me what I'm worth? So he handed me a bucket full of wet dirt. Take it, wager, here you go, this is what you are. Now your place at the bottom of the shit pile. So I did just what he said, I took it all. Every single bit of it, I took it all with a smile. This is it, it's your life now, what you think? Don't like it too bad. What you gonna do, quit? Gonna do something about it, huh, kid? Nah, you and I both know you ain't gonna do shit. Now get back to the stack double quick, little bitch. But first, if you with a double shift, yes sir, whatever you wish. Huh. God damn, I love working for him. So just ask me anything and I'll be down. Just tell me to jump, I'm up in the air. How high now, sir? I'll jump till it hurts now. Cause I'm here to serve. My time is cheap and so's my fee. I won't ever sleep, no, it's for the so I'm at your feet until the grave. By the way, is it okay if I take Christmas holidays? No? So the day's tough and the pay sucks. Yeah, maybe they will say you're a wage cuck, but it's better than being a knee job piece of shit, reject and retard. Even if we cannot keep up, we'll give it everything we've got. I'll let you in on a little secret. I do it all for free, but my name will be framed in the hall of greats. Employee of the month with a smile on face. I'll do what it takes to make my place. I'm gonna be the quickest.
Alright.
Come on, we've almost made it now. Don't stop, no taking breaks. Embrace the fake as your glory awaits. Taste the flames and exclaim, hail Satan! Just ask me anything and I'll be down. Just tell me to jump, I'm up in the air. How high now, sir? I'll jump till it hurts. My time is cheap and so's my fee. I won't ever sleep, no, it's for the weak. So I'm at your feet until the grave. Last night I had a dream. I was walking through a field of green. Now my fears disappeared and my debts wiped clean. I was living in the lap of luxury. But when I woke up, I knew something was wrong. Everything I thought I had before was suddenly gone. But I won't let my dreams be dreams no more. I'm gonna say fuck it, grab the bull by the balls, and I'll get the money, get the paper, get the dosh. I'll get loads of money, I can buy what I want. And I'll get the skrilla, get the dollars, get the cash. I'll get a pocket full of shrapnel and a handful of clams. And I'll be rolling in pennies and nickels aplenty. I got dimes in my yards and quarters on my mind. I'm building my empire, a single coin at a time. I'm stacking them up high so everybody can admire. I want a big house and a flashy car and a trophy wife with a tight little cunt and a private island where I can do what I want.
Satan! Svarte bananer! Why isn't anything not working? I don't know.
Make that hay. Yeah, I wanna be so rich it'll make you sick. Buy you, sell your life and make you my bitch. Rise and grind over time. That's right, there's money to make and it will make itself. You gotta get your hands dirty if you want that.
Maybe I'm in the wrong layer. Alright, can you just lock in this layer? Yes, work on that layer. Tab. Yeah,
I wanna climb the heights of the tallest tower and drag my nuts through the corridors of power. I want supermodels giving me golden showers and drag myself off with Egyptian cotton towels. I wanna own a slave just to say I do, then buy him a slave so he can feel good too. I wanna live the life of a Hollywood Jew. I mean it in the nicest way though. Please don't sue. I want study Prince, shit in your mouth, money. Buy your daughter and turn her out, money. French drape, chateau, Bohemian Grove, satanic banker with a penchant for underage hoes, money. Filthy rich is the way to live. If this is capitalism, I could get used to it. Cause there's no feeling like holding $1 over another and watching him squirm and suffer abuse for it. Yeah, I wanna be so rich, you can buy your bitch and do some real sick shit while you look the other way, gotta. That's right, there's money to make and it will make itself. You gotta get your hands dirty if you want that wealth. Get that bread, make that hay. Yeah, I wanna be so rich it'll make you sick and buy you, sell your life and make you my bitch. Rise and grind over time. That's right, there's money to make and it will make itself. You gotta get your hands dirty if you want that wealth. I'm gonna be the king, man. Gonna get a motorcycle and a sleeping. Yeah, I wanna be so rich I can buy your bitch and do some real sick shit while you look the other way. Got 10 to 15 girls. I'm getting the money in the world. That's right, there's money to make and it will make itself. You gotta get your hands dirty if you want that wealth. I'll make that money. I'll roll the hills. Yeah, I wanna be so rich it'll make you sick and buy you, sell your life and make you my bitch. The king is mine. I deal in cards. That's right, there's money to make and it will make itself. You gotta get your hands dirty if you want that wealth.
Det är med Ctrl D, U, Shift, K, Alt, Ctrl N, Ctrl E, V. Bloody blooming hell. What do we look for? Whatever.
Matt, I want you to say right now to the fucking to the stream for Dame Pesos. I want you to say, I am sorry, I am a soy-filled bitch, and flag your fucking videos.
There's one night is all that we got left before we're all taking off and getting out of the nest. I don't know what fate awaits, but I know that the best days are not gone yet. No, the rock coming next, but still we got this one night, just you and I. So why not live a little, take a chance and give it a try. Come on baby, don't hate me, cause yeah I know this is crazy, but maybe you and I could run away together, escape it. Wait, please don't leave, don't cry and scream. It's a different phase of life, know what I mean? We're just a couple of kids, both you and me. You were the age to engage in this fuckery. Think of all the things that we could have achieved, but here we are in my car on a summer's eve. I didn't want to believe, but it was meant to be. And every one of you gotta be the change that you want to see. We all want to make a change in the world. One of those changes is to make it
wanna make a change in the world. Let's get changed, yeah, let's get naked. Every now and then I remember being young and dumb and full of hope for the future to come. I stop and smile and think all about my time in the sun. I wish I could pretend, but you know that it's time to move on. But I will never forget all the time we spent. God damn, I wish I could do it all again. Go back in time and just hit reset and see if this time maybe I can get some head. Just kidding, I didn't mean it. Been drinking and I'm a little bit giddy and being silly. You mean it unless you feel it. You feel it? Yeah, me neither. I need a breather. Is it hot in here? I got a killer fever. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. You know, some will all drift apart like ghosts on an ocean. And I don't ever want to let go of this moment. So please, baby, don't leave me alone with this phone or you owe me. That was like a teenage thing. 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 That was like a teenage thing.
Och så har vi joxa lite.
That was like a teenage thing. 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 Remember being young and free, nothing holding us back from the dreams, just you and me. Remember when it all made sense and you still had friends to depend on when you were stressed. Remember when you got your P's and you drove your dad's car into a tree and we ran from the scenes. Remember when you failed that test so we got our revenge. It was shit in the teacher's desk. Remember holidays by the sea. Remember we were drunk on the beach. Sam drank bleach, selfies in emergencies. So long ago it all now seems a distant memory. Remember late nights watching flicks. Remember when we almost kissed and I fucking missed. Well maybe there's a chance for this and maybe you can suck my dick. Just kidding. Unless... Take a seat, grab a drink, clear your head now, don't overthink. Feel the heat, check your fit. Nice one, bro, you look like shit. There she is, remember kid, she's more afraid of you than you are, I think. Dude, that's spiders. Wait, what? Shit. Let me check my script. Haircut, button down, chin up, chest out. Look into the eyes, don't stare too much now. Tight grip, ease up, play it cool, young buck. First impression now, one shot, gun flog. Try this, stop that, one drink, throw 'em back. Shit, man, how many was that? Keep track, don't slack, sit up and relax. Panic on your manic and you're getting way off track. Focus, get your mind on the locus now. Don't choke on the moment, bro, just know this shit ain't hopeless. Nah, I don't ever till the fat bitch sings a ropus. I don't think that's how that goes. Who cares, she's staring, living with a joke. I don't know when he jokes. Fuck, okay, well, remember what they say, kid. Just be yourself, just be yourself. That's what they say, that's what they say. Just be yourself and everything will be okay. Just be yourself, just be yourself. The standard line, the standard line. Just be yourself and everything will turn out fine. Up lie, I hear it all the time. Why? Maybe they believe it deep down inside. I don't know the machinations of their fucked up mind. Do they really think that shit flies? Yeah, right. Good advice. Maybe I could try to emphasize and go outside with my dick hanging out to dry. Feels nice. Look at me, I'm a normal kind of guy. Howdy, miss. Would you like another slice of apple pie? Bitch, I don't even like myself. Think I show someone else. Drag him into my own hell. That'd go well. Golly gee, man, yeah, that'd be swell. Come right in and take a look at myself. Watch your step now, don't mind the smell of something's off. Now how can you tell? What about this nightmare setting up bells, bitch? Just be yourself, just be yourself. That's what they say, that's what they say. Just be yourself and everything will be okay. Just be yourself, just be yourself. The standard line, the standard line. Just be yourself and everything will turn out fine. Just be yourself, just be yourself. That old refrain, that old refrain. Just be yourself and everything will be okay. Just be yourself, just be yourself. But I have to ask, what happens if myself is like you fucking cunts? What about then? Tell me now, friend, how does my fairy tale end? Am I the prince or will I get fucked like a bitch? If the shoe fits, maybe I should wear that shit. Maybe that's it, maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm too fucked up to live. I'm not meant to win. Should I call it quits and make my exit? Come on, do a flip. My own happiness has ceased to exist. If I end it quick, I can spare the sting of pain, regret, and all the awful things. Take a walk in someone else's tears. So fold the pin, lean in, watch me spin. I'm on the brink. Take no
new hostages. You want your kids? Neat trick, watch your dick. Cotton here, I need more oxygen, please. Just be yourself, just be yourself. That's what they say, that's what they say. Just be yourself and everything will be okay. Just be yourself, just be yourself. The standard line, the standard line. Just be yourself and everything will turn out fine. Just be yourself, just be yourself. That old refrain, that old refrain. Just be yourself and everything will be okay. Just be yourself, just be yourself. I have to ask, what happens if myself inside you fucking comes?
Oh, yeah.
One, two, three, stack 'em up 6 feet deep, counting 'em up like sheep, singing to hide the screams. And I said, now do you all hear that sound? Coming from down underground. I hear the toll of the bell. It's time to
Send them to hell.
Said girls get the bullet. There really isn't any nice way to put it. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats deserve to die. I said girls get the rope. Sorry guys, you know I tried, it's how it goes. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some tolls you just gotta be paid. I said girls get the bullet. Really isn't any nice way to put it. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats deserve to die. I said girls get the noose. It don't matter if they're tried or if they're loose. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some tolls you just gotta be paid, paid, paid. You just line them up one by one. Stragglers, no matter if they're ready or not. We're building a wall out of these fucking thoughts, and there's a lot more work to do. Where that came from, and I said, who's crime? Bitch, it ain't the time. Save your tears for the ditch where you'll be lying. Suck it up, wipe your eyes, and get back in line. It's time for your shower, now get inside. You know it has to be done. You know it has to be done. You know you've had
Aha! Making progress! Yes, I'm progressive! Oh, and also distracted. Also give it up for the hard man working hard. Being edgy internet humor dudes. Making marvelously meme songs.
I said, girls get the bullet. Really isn't any nice way to put it. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats deserve to die. I said, girls get the noose. It don't matter if they're tried or if they're loose. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some trolls you just gotta get laid. I said, girls get the chair. Really could not pay me to care. I gotta put my foot down this time. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I said, girls get the blame. Ryujin no Ken Wakurai. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some tolls you just gotta be paid, paid, paid. I got straight pride. Don't want a thick, warm dick in my backside.
Okay, so where do we go find my? Oh yes. To be announced on 14 July. Okay. Oh, det gonna be on physical bus. Yes. Nice. Actual method. Manga with the hands properly. Oh, it'd be so fun with a proper ghost in the shell thing. Instead of the Hollywood sloppy seconds. You tried to make your success. Envision a very, very sharp object. Use rock to cut like a knife. I can do that. You are still but a child grasshopper. You know nothing. And so it will be until you become a better. Oh, yeah, so put in another face from the same angle, because we are being very conservative with space. Yes. You have the creativity of a rock. You are like unshaped stone. Hmm. What was it? Oh yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Åh, ble ikke siden så jævlig dum. Yeah. Yeah. Can ever dinner. So essentially, eventually was a session. But what if we go like and walk off stage? Yes.
Breathe.
Ooh. Yeah. Must fight my will and want to play a game. You know what to say, don't stick your dick in crazy. I did that, and yeah. You're probably gonna do it again. Cause human! Yeah, boy. I suffer from being human. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Let's rock.
Free views. Yeah, yes. If you keep this up, you're gonna get the free view of my asshole, you cunt waffle, you dick waffle. You twat waffle. um, Game of Phony Phone, yes. Ah, interesting.
Arthur Brooks, welcome to Trigonometry.
Thank you. I love the show. I'm a regular, like, long-time listener, first-time guest.
Yes, and you being a happiness expert, we talk about a lot of depressing shit on the show. So it's a bit shocking to me that you watch the show, you listen to the show, you're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a listener to the show. I do watch your beautiful mugs sometimes, but I mostly listen to it on Apple Podcasts. And there's a couple of different reasons that I do that. Number one is because I'm looking, as a happiness entrepreneur, I'm looking for problems to solve. And so, and you dig in very, very effectively in what's actually on the hearts and minds of a lot of people. You know, the things that are irritating people, the things that are holding them back, but in a very incisive way. I mean, you guys are serious about taking on these things and not sweeping them under the rug. And I want to know about that. As a happiness expert, I don't want to go where people are already happy. If I were a missionary, I wouldn't go into neighborhoods where everybody already has faith. So I want to see what's actually keeping people up at night. That's the first reason. But here's the second reason. You're comedians and you have rhythm. I'm a public speaker. I learn from people who have natural rhythm. I've learned when I started doing a lot of public speaking, 100 times a year, I'm not going to learn from the great orators in history, and certainly not from politicians. I learn from stand-up comedians, how to keep people's attention, how long a module should actually be. And so I can tell when people are doing media if they actually have the right rhythm, and I actually have learned a great deal from you.
That's really interesting. I've always thought, particularly when public speaking, that humor is like you're buying another 10 seconds of people's attention, and then they wait for the next joke or the next bit of interesting information. But anyway, enough about that. It's fascinating to have you on. Happiness is obviously, I think most people, if you ask them, what do you actually want to be in life? What do you want? That's actually somewhere very high up on the pecking order there. What is happiness?
Yeah, so that's where the problem begins. Everybody wants to be happy, but they can't figure out how to become happy.
Right.
And there's a lot of metaphysics to that too. I mean, the fact that we can't be happy, but we believe that we can, and we strive all of our lives, suggests that it does exist, that true unremitting happiness actually exists, just not in this life. In much the same way that thirst, it presupposes the existence of water, but you know, that metaphysics aside, people want it, and one of the reasons they can't find it in this life is because they don't know what it is. They think it's a feeling, and they want this feeling of happiness. And that's where we actually all go astray. I want to feel happy all the time. The limbic system of your brain is not made for you to feel happiness all the time. It's made for you to feel misery a lot, as a matter of fact. Negative emotions, of which there's only 4, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness, they exist to keep you alive and out of the jaws of a tiger. Sadness is so you won't say those things inside your head and have your wife leave you summarily. You know, this is what is behind your survival, is actually negative experiences and negative emotions. And yet people don't want them. And that conflict, I want something I can't get, I want that particular feeling, that's the problem. So you have to define it in the right way. And the right definition of happiness is much like you would say, what's the right definition of food? And that's protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Happiness is a combination of enjoyment, satisfaction, and meaning. Those are the macronutrients of happiness. Don't try to pursue happiness. Try to understand how to enjoy your life, how to achieve satisfaction in your achievements and accomplishments, and understand deeply the why of your existence. And then happiness will find you.
Can you break down those three a little bit more as well?
Yeah, sure.
So say them again.
Enjoyment, satisfaction, and meaning.
Okay. What do they mean?
So enjoyment is, believe it or not, many people, especially strivers, very successful people listen to this program. Many of them don't know how to enjoy their lives. Now, the biggest mistake people make about enjoyment is thinking that it's the same thing as pleasure. And the pursuit of pleasure does not lead to happiness. The pursuit of pleasure leads to rehab. and there's a reason for that, which is because it's a primal urge. You tap the ventral tegmental area and the ventral striatum part of the limbic system of the brain. You say, and you can get that in a lot of ways. You can get that when your wife says, "Constantine, I love you," or you can get that from a bump of cocaine. We have very thrifty brains. The pursuit of pleasure is not the right pursuit, but you add people and memory to that, and then you deliver that experience to the conscious executive centers of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, and then it becomes enjoyment, which truly is part of happiness. Many people don't know how to pursue that. Either they're have the old hippie dictum, if it feels good, do it, which is problematic and actually disastrous in a lot of people's lives, or they feel bad about enjoying their lives because they feel like they're going backwards and they're not putting points on the board. So I have to give a lot of very successful people enjoyment lessons. That's part one. And there's
sorry,
all
can
kinds
I
of applied.
can I
Yeah.
dive in there a little bit? So enjoyment is not a bag of cocaine, but it is having a drink with your buddies.
Yes.
Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah. So if you're doing something that gives you pleasure and could be addictive and you're doing it alone, you're probably doing it wrong. That's what it comes down to. That's a pretty good rule. If I find you at 4 o'clock in the morning in Vegas pulling the lever on the one-armed bandit, we'll have a conversation. This has become pleasure and not enjoyment. But if you're at the blackjack table, prudently wagering money that you can afford with your best friends, that's enjoyment. Good for you. You should be careful with addictive things in general, but this is why the internet is so dangerously addictive. For example, this is why pornography is so bad. I know nobody who looks socially at pornography. It's like, hey, let's get our friends. And, no. I mean, it's a solitary, shameful thing to do because it's pleasure, never enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing is true, by the way, even with highly glycemic carbohydrates, which are highly addictive. People tend to snack and eat them alone.
Wow.
And you're stressed out, you go home and you eat by yourself. And so there should be, it's a good rule of thumb not to even eat alone, as a matter of fact, such that your eating, which should be an inherently social and enjoyable thing to do, leads to happiness.
Okay. So that's
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. Satisfaction?
Satisfaction is a really paradoxical one. Satisfaction is the joy of an accomplishment with struggle. Only Homo sapiens want pain. Only Homo sapiens want suffering, because that's how you understand what's proportional to your accomplishment. If you don't have to give something up for what you're doing, you will get no sweetness from it. If my students, if they cheat on my exams, they will get no satisfaction from the A. And you look back on your life and you think about the hard things that you've done, and you ponder the hardness, and that gives you the sweetness. That's how satisfaction works. That's why your kids are little, right?
Yeah.
And your kids are a little older?
I don't have kids.
You don't have kids. Okay, so they're really little.
They're very small, and there's a lot of
There's
them.
So how old are your children?
4 and a few weeks.
Okay, I knew you just had a baby, right? Your wife just had a baby. So 4 is just old enough that you can tell them to wait until dinner.
Yeah.
Right? That's right when you start doing 3. If they're hungry, you take the opportunity and give them some food. By 4, you're starting to space out their meals a little bit for proper nutrition.
Yeah.
And you tell, but the big lesson from that is that you want them to come to dinner hungry because they're learning about life. If you're teaching them that good things come to those who wait, you don't enjoy your food if you snack all day.
Right.
This is actually one of the big reasons that how we sacrifice happiness is through snacking. Snacking destroys the satisfaction that we actually get from meals and putting food in our mouth. is one of the great sources of happiness for people. It has the enjoyment part, which is the social part, but there's the anticipation part, which is the satisfaction part of eating. And so that's why you say, no, you can't have an ice cream at 4:30 in the afternoon. And what you're really saying to Junior is, I want you to suffer. It just doesn't sound good. And so that's important. And then, because then their little synaptically plastic brains learn this lesson that they should defer their gratifications. That's part of being a mature person who actually knows how to produce satisfaction and this happiness. Now, it gets weirder when you get the thing that you're deferring your gratification for, because your primeval brain says that then you'll be super happy, but you're not. And that's called the arrival fallacy in behavioral science. The arrival fallacy is that if it was really fun to make progress, it's going to be bliss when I hit my goal. And it never is, which is why people, when they win an Olympic gold medal, they tend to fall into a clinical depression, because it doesn't work that way. Your emotions don't work to give you a permanently good day, because that would put you in danger of the tiger sneaking up behind you. It has to be transitory as a signal that something is either good or bad for you. So when something feels really good, it should be very momentary, but we don't figure that out. And the reason we don't figure that out is because Mother Nature wants us to be fooled again and again and again, so we stay in the hunt. That's why the Kissins passed on their genes, is because they made that mistake over and over again. But that's maladapted. And so I have to work with a lot of people about how to maintain a higher sense of satisfaction, not by having everything that they want, but by wanting what they have. So in other words, your satisfaction is sort of all your haves divided by your wants. You need to work the denominator more than the numerator. And that goes against your animal impulses. It speaks to your moral aspirations. That's what every religion teaches, which is why ultimately people of faith and of serious philosophy, they can maintain satisfaction better than people who just go from fun to fun to fun thing.
That's fascinating. I really want to dig into that later, but just to lay out the groundwork fully and complete it, the third portion
is meaning.
Meaning.
That's the biggie. That's the big one. And part of the reason that's the big one is because that's the one that's missing from most young people's lives today. That's what we have vacated largely through the way that we've used and misused technology. Now, that's what I have this new book out, The Meaning of Your Life. And the reason I wrote that book is because that's, as a behavioral scientist, what I saw was the most urgent problem facing young people today. The way that technology has affected our brains is it's largely vacated important activity in the right hemisphere, which you've had Ian McGilchrist on the show, right?
we haven't. Well, we will at some point.
He's really a genius on this. He talks about hemispheric lateralization, where the right side of the brain is all the complex problems of mystery and meaning and love. And the left side of the brain is the complicated problems of information and things and technology. We check our phones on average 205 times a day, which just shoves us into the left side of our brain, where not only do we not know the meaning of our lives, we don't even ask the questions. That's why young people are depressed and anxious today. It has to do with how we're using our brains. That's why a lot of young people today will go for every crazy activist scheme, because they're screaming out for meaning because they don't naturally experience it. This really is at the doorstep of small screens in our pockets.
And this meaning crisis, people frequently tie to religion, particularly on the show. Are religious people therefore happier than non-religious people?
Yes. No, religious people who practice their religion. I mean, we all know a lot of people, of course, look, you're not Catholics, right? Actually, you're not, are you?
I was raised Catholic.
You are
struggling Catholic.
I can help you back. We can get this deal done right now on the show.
I'm going to take half an hour. You guys crack on.
There's a brochure under your seat. So there are a lot of Catholics who don't practice, and one of the things that you find is that they have no better sense of meaning than people who have no religion at all. But people who believe that they have a concept of the divine, a transcendence, who have not just physical but metaphysical fitness, which requires that you practice something, these people have a much, much deeper sense of the why of their lives. Now, the why part is important. Meaning is really the answer to the questions of why things happen the way they do, which is coherence, why I'm doing what I'm doing, which is purpose, and why my life matters, which is significance. The three big whys of life. And religion's really good for answering that. Why do things happen the way they do? Mind of God. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Because I'm trying to live up to God's will. Why does my life matter? Because I'm a child of God. I mean, this perfectly answers the three why questions of meaning, if you take it seriously.
Is that the reason, do you think, why we're seeing a resurgence, particularly of Catholicism amongst young people, It's actually happening in the UK, but very much so in the United States.
Yeah, so I'm super interested in these data, as you can imagine. And there's a problem with these data, which is it tends to be quite anecdotal. So you go out to a lot of dioceses and parishes and say, oh, bigger class at the, the returning order of Catholics coming in ever that we've seen in 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. And I want that to be true. I mean, I deeply want that to be true. But I also look at the Pew data that say that 840 Catholics leave the church each year for every 100 who come in. That's not good. Now, an explanation might be that the 100 who come in are on fire, and the 840 who leave are boomers like me who were signing up in parishes and they chose not to attend in the first place. They're just disaffiliating, but they were lukewarm to begin with at best. That's a possible explanation, but we need to know more. Now, young men, particularly under 30, for the first time in the past 2 years, have upticked in their designation as none, N-O-N-E. So this idea that you would be, what's your religion? A whole bunch of categories, or none. Nobody ever said none. When I was born in the mid-60s, 1% of Americans said none. And now it's about 32% of young adults say none. And for the first time, young males have started to say none less. They started to come back just for the past 2 years. A little fish hook on the bottom of that line. And, I'm hoping for the best and fostering it as well as I can. Pardon the pun.
Because to me, when I see this uptick in religion, it makes perfect sense. If you look at what society values, if you look at what our society says will make you happy, invariably, these things won't make you happy.
Right.
Look, career is important, money is important, no one's disputing that.
Right.
But the idea that this is going to give you ultimate fulfillment is a lie, surely.
Right. For sure. Now, that's as old as Aristotle, who talked about, the things that we think will make us happy that don't. And really through the lens of Aquinas, who in the 13th century was an unbelievably astute social scientist. Aquinas talked about, in his Summa Theologiae, Colv 65, he wrote about the idols that beguile us. And it was ever thus. The 4 idols that beguile us, he said, and each one of us has a particular idol that if we know what it is, we have power. But if we don't know what it is, will always, in retrospect, be the cause of our regret. The 4 idols are money, power, pleasure, and fame. That's in each one of us. I mean, they're all nice.
They're all great.
And I teach MBA students at Harvard, and I have a game called What's My Idol? They don't know.
Right.
They don't know. But if you know you have unbelievable power, why? Because you know it will beguile you, and it will distract you from what you truly want: faith, family, friendship, satisfying, meaningful work, which are the kind of the 4 virtuous parts of the happiness 401k plan, if you want. But if you know, it's really important. So I play this game, so that we can uncover their own idol. And they're usually wrong. They think it's one thing and it isn't. And I have a series of questions that I go through to figure out which it is. Hey, you want to play?
Yeah, let's play.
I'd love to.
The people who watch this show have generally done more thinking about how governments operate than most. But there's a difference between understanding the problem and having actually built insulation against it. That's the world Mikhail Thorup operates in. He's been living as an expat for over 25 years, visiting more than 110 countries and calling 9 of them home. He founded Expat Money nearly a decade ago to help.
Which one he wants to play first?
Francis.
Me.
Okay. Let's hear it for our first contestant. So here's how What's My Idol works. In social science, I never give you a survey and say pick one. I eliminate the things that it's not. It's a much, much more accurate way of getting at the whole idea.
I've just realized this is going out on the internet.
This is going out on the internet, but
Be loud, be proud, man.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll do it too if you want. I'll tell you what my idol is at the end of the day. But so of the 4, and I'll repeat them, I want you to tell me the one that you're least beguiled by, that you're least attracted to. But that doesn't mean you don't have it at all. So for example, if you say, I don't care about money, that doesn't mean you have no money. You're not in poverty. What that means is that you go to the population average. And if it's your idol, that's torture. Being normal is the worst if it's your idol. Okay, so here are the 4. Money, wealth, resources, power, which is influence over the people. It's not evil. It's not Hugo Chavez. It's something, it can be very, very good, but people are beguiled by it. Pleasure, which either means feeling good or comfort or security. Right? So if you check your stock portfolio every day, you've got a pleasure idol. Right? or if you have a hard time getting out of bed, not just if you get high a lot. Okay. And last is fame. And fame doesn't necessarily mean internet fame. It might be prestige. It might be
It's like status.
well regarded for the right people.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's like for professors, it's like most professors don't want to be, Taylor Swift. What most professors want is to walk into the room of that conference and everybody says, "That's Professor Kissen."
Yeah.
It's like he wrote that paper.
Right.
On the 7-dimensional disappearing manifold.
Yeah,
or
I
something
definitely don't
super
want that.
academic, right? but you do want prestige in your field, right?
Sure.
Okay. So fame can mean all sorts of things. Now you're thinking about these things, Francis. You got to get rid of one. Which one do you get rid of first?
Okay, so we've got fame,
Money, power, pleasure, and fame.
money, power, pleasure, fame.
Or honor, honor, that's the old word. That's the word that Aquinas uses, is honor.
Instead of
fame.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that has
money,
kind of a
power.
connotation. I have 2 of my kids are Marines. They serve with honor. That's not what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say power.
Power. Tell me why. And by the way, I believe you, but tell me why.
Tell me, look, I kind of see it like through kind of an addict's lens, and I'll tell you why. It's because whenever I've been gambling with friends,
Yeah.
I'm like, this does nothing for me. That little in my brain where I'm like, yeah, more, I get nothing from it.
Yeah.
So power, I'm like, what's important to me is that I am satisfied with what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters to me. Like, have I done my best? Have I produced work that I'm genuinely proud of? At the end of the day, do I look back and go, that was a good day? It matters to me what my friends and family think, but everybody else, I don't really care that much
You don't want
about.
to order people around?
No.
Snap
no,
your fingers and people do what you want?
No.
You don't want to be a CEO?
No.
So let me make a supposition about you. Do you have libertarian political tendencies?
Yeah, I kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Just
Do
leave
you
me alone.
hate it when people tell you what to do?
I fucking hate it.
Yep, there you go. And when people who hate actually having other people have power over them, don't like power. Here's the thing. When you see somebody who has a particular idol, they admire somebody who has the same idol, but more of it. So if you see a politician who admires dictators, look out. That person wants to be a dictator. Look at who you admire. If you admire rich people, if you admire famous people, that's your idol, almost certainly. You despise powerful people who wield it arbitrarily, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're from Venezuela, for Pete's sake. I mean, you've actually seen the fruits of that. So I totally believe you. Now, you've just gotten rid of an idol that's not an idol, so there's no virtue. Okay, you've got 3 left. Money, pleasure, and fame. You got to get rid of one more. And this is going to get harder now, because these are all kind of nice, right?
Fame.
Sorry, I don't believe you. You have a famous podcast.
No, but I tell you why. I know enough about myself that I know pleasure. I know pleasure.
You know where you're driving with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the reason I say this is because, I mean, it might perfectly well be the case that it doesn't matter to you at all when people recognize you in the airport, which I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Because you got millions and millions and millions of viewers.
Yeah.
And they go into, oh, I love trigonometry. And it feels kind of good.
Yeah.
But you don't care.
It's not that I don't care. I'm glad that it provides them with value, and I'm glad that I'm doing something that makes people feel good, and it teaches them and it educates them, all the rest of it. But it's third in that list.
Okay.
I wouldn't pretend it doesn't matter, because it does, but
Okay.
if I'm being honest, it's third.
What you're saying is that the other 2 are more important to
Yes.
you. And I know what you're going to get rid of next, which is money.
Yeah.
And this because what's left is pleasure.
Yes.
Tell me about the pleasure idol.
I could have told you this from the moment we started.
Francis, are you a porn addict? I'm kidding. That's right. The last episode of Trigonometry.
Yeah. I have, there is a family history, obviously my family with alcoholism.
Alcoholism, yep.
I know that I have those tendencies, which is why I don't drink.
Yep.
It's why I have to be very regimented with my life. I meditate every morning.
Right.
I plan and I structure my day, because I know that if I don't have those guardrails, I can easily veer off. I have depressive tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
and when I indulge those depressive tendencies, it goes very quickly down a dark path.
And you try to alleviate those tendencies
Yeah.
with immediate pleasures, which ultimately make the problem worse.
Yeah, and like every comedian, I got diagnosed with ADHD. I know that I have those, trying to ameliorate those set of behaviors, whatever you want to call them, and ameliorate it with substances and various different behaviors that I know are deeply destructive.
Yeah, I completely believe you, and I completely believe that. And it's interesting because I've actually studied how humor works.
Yeah.
And humor is all based on surprise. And so you're usually really good at being surprised, or you're good at surprising people. So humor works on a part of the limbic system called the parahippocampal gyrus, and you flick it, and it creates surprise, which you resolve by laughing. And so, any stupid dad joke does this. And the reason that little kids laugh, your 4-year-old laughs, or when your 4-year-old was 2 and you did this, it flicked the parahippocampal gyrus of your baby. And so they laugh like crazy. And now, even now, I'll tell you a stupid joke. I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming in terror like his passengers. See, yeah.
That's an Emo Phillips
That's
joke.
dumb. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's my father's favorite joke. So but here's the interesting thing. Most people are either good at flicking that thing to change the mood because they're depressed, which is most comedians, or they're really good at having it flicked by somebody else, which means they actually enjoy humor. Those are the two aspects of humor. You're unusual because you laugh a lot. Most comedians don't laugh that much because they're only good at one part of that. They're really good at changing the tenor. It's called emotional substitution. And so you find out when you're a depressed kid that you're funny, and you say a funny thing and everybody laughs, and it makes things better inside your brain, right? So it's a strange thing, right? But you enjoy jokes too.
I love jokes.
Yeah, I mean, good jokes, not the one I just.
I like Emo Phillips.
Yeah. So that's anyway. So that's. Sorry, I didn't mean to take us off that path. What were we talking?
Pleasure is his idol.
Pleasure is
your idol, and pleasure is your idol. And I actually believe that. And so you have to be very, very careful about the fact that you'll self-administer pleasure for mood management, because it's an ineffective mood management technique.
Yeah, it's why one of the things that I spend my money on is like personal training, because I know that I'm physically lazy, and if I go to the gym, I'm just going to mess about, which is why I need a very angry South African man to basically shout at me and get me to lift heavy things 3 to 4 times a week. But
Lift.
Yeah, I like it.
But I just know that if I do that again, I see my life essentially and my behavior and the way I plan my life as a series of guardrails. If I don't have the guardrails in place, we go somewhere very dark very quickly.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's going to be difficult. I can't eliminate any of them.
You can. Well, having a balanced portfolio of idols is actually pretty healthy insofar as that you're probably not managed by any of them really vigorously. But
well, give them to me again.
Money, power, pleasure, and fame. You got to get rid of one of them first, and that means going to the population mean. Which one do you get rid of first?
Going to the population means if I eliminate money, I make what an average
You're
person
the most
makes.
average Brit ever, which, by the way, is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, tell me about it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but power and fame, I definitely eliminate.
You would.
Yeah.
You would. You're pretty libertarian, too.
I'm very libertarian. I fucking hate people telling me what to do, but I am CEO of Trigonometry, and I do run it, right?
Because it must be done.
Because it must be done.
But when somebody's
I'd rather not do it.
But if people start calling you boss, it's going to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
told everyone to stop it. Yeah, it's king.
Yeah. So you're a hierarchical organization that's flatter than it could be, because you don't like it when people call you by your last name, and that stuff really bums you out. Okay. And fame, it doesn't draw you in at all. So if
I don't like fame.
If literally nobody recognized you on the street,
I'd prefer that.
You would prefer that.
So to me, fame is an unpleasant byproduct of what we do.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, like when people come up to me in the street and they want to chat, I want to chat to them to give them what they want. But for me, it's awkward and a bit of a distraction.
It's not oxygen for you?
No, not at all. Having said that, I don't want people to walk away from this thinking like I'm being superior in some way or whatever. Like I enjoy having that conversation. But if I could just walk around and people didn't recognize me, that
Right.
would definitely be my
Are
preference.
you an extrovert or an introvert?
Introvert.
You are an introvert,
Oh,
which
massive.
means that when you do something big like ARC,
Yeah,
that you're
I need
drained
to,
of energy
yeah,
afterward.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
need to rest for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an extrovert would be like wired
Yeah.
after
No,
that. That's really how you find out, because introverts can be very public,
Yeah.
but they don't get energy from being
I get
public.
tired from being
Yeah.
with lots of other people.
Okay, so you like solitude.
I love solitude.
You like being alone or being alone just with your family?
Yeah.
That's
Massively.
really a good thing.
Yeah,
Interesting.
alone.
Okay.
I've got 2 young kids, you can tell.
Yeah. So there's 2 left, which is money and pleasure.
Well,
Looks like I,
I
need to
really value
rethink a
comfort.
little bit with my
and the thing with
pleasure.
money is, it's like, I'm not someone who wants to make lots of money
unraveling itself.
for the sake of making money. But I do need a lot of money to do the things in my life that I want. Maybe that doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense, because you just said it's pleasure, not money. You need the money to give you the comfort that you want.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
And for me, comfort is peace, is what I mean. Like, I want to be
No.
left alone in a comfortable
No, I get
space.
it. Yeah.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
I'm
you want to
into.
eliminate sources of discomfort.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things that we find. A lot of people, they don't want noisy neighbors. For
I do not want
example, they
noisy
don't want to wait in a queue to go to the doctor.
I do not want to wait in a queue
They
to
don't
go
want
to
to
the
be in traffic.
I do not want to be in traffic.
Those things cost money.
Right.
And so that's a pleasure.
Right.
That's a pleasure idol. And what that means is that it's very, very easy to kind of fall into patterns. And again, there's nothing wrong with these things. These things are not evil. There's nothing wrong with pleasure. It's just the misuse of pleasure. It's just the elevation of pleasure. When you're doing this at the expense of your family, when it's like, I want peace, get the kids out of here, then you'll actually sacrifice your relationships. You'll do things that you ultimately regret as a result of that. And so knowing that is super important. For most of my students, they think they have a money idol. I mean, they're MBA students at the Harvard Business School.
Well, they're American.
But it's not that. They actually have an honor idol. They have they're not even a fame idol. It's to be beloved. They want to be adored. And the reason is because my students, and by the way, me too, it's my problem too. They're really, really, really good at something when they're kids. Like really good at something when they're kids. And they learn that they only get love and attention from their parents when they do that thing. And their little synaptically plastic brains, this is really important as a dad. I'm a dad, I'm a grandfather. My grandkids are the same age as your kids. That they only get attention when they do that thing, which makes them conclude in their synaptic plasticity that love is earned. And they go through life trying to get that feeling. I want that feeling by doing the thing. And they become sort of human doings as opposed to human beings. And what they want is they want adoration, and they want to earn it. They'll earn their spouse's love. They'll earn their friend's love. They'll try to earn God's love. They'll go through their lives trying to earn love. And that's an honor idol. That's an idol of the adoration that you're trying to earn. And love can't be earned. Love is a free gift, freely given. It's a grace. And so this is one of the most important things we have to get strivers, super successful accomplishment people off of that idol, because they'll never be happy. They'll never have a happy marriage. They'll never have true friendships. They'll never have an ordered relationship with the divine as long as they're trying to earn love.
It's a lot of comedians have that.
Yeah.
I can see that. The
Yeah.
moment you started talking about that, I was like, yeah, that's a bit of you, mate.
I know a
Because-
lot of comedians. I work with a lot of comedians. And part of it is I learn from them. You know, I think I'm the only social scientist who's ever done Mike Birbiglia's show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Working It
Wow.
Out. That's a great show.
Yeah.
I listen to that show sometimes because I'm working things out all the time, because I'm always on tour. It's just doing public speaking. And I went on to talk about how I work out my material on a comedian podcast. But it's true. It's true. They want to be loved. They're like, laugh at my joke. I just want you to laugh at my joke. That's points on the board. It makes me feel like I'm worth something, for Pete's sake. And deep in my heart, I don't feel like I'm worth anything. And I feel worthless until somebody's loving me.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. You call it joke coke, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a joke coke.
Yeah, totally.
It's interesting. So I never really enjoyed being a comedian. I like making jokes as part of my speeches or doing this, but the life of a comedian, like, it's very hard. It's a hard life.
Yeah.
The travel, all of it. And I was very happy to not do it anymore when COVID came along and, everything shifted.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, super.
I hated being taken off the road. I hated it.
Really?
I love being on tour. I started going on tour when I was 19 because I was a professional classical musician all the way through my 20s. And I started going on, chamber music tours. I toured for a couple of years with Charlie Bird, who was a bossa nova guitar player, and I love tour. I love the touring life. It's just the best.
Yeah.
And it's not a well-balanced, healthy life, which
No.
means that, married life and family life actually saved me. But left to my devices, I would be out 7 days a week.
Right. I want to come back to something you said, and obviously the meaning issue is something we've talked about a lot, and the activism issue is something we've talked about a lot.
I know, on this show, really well, too.
Well, thank you. Because we're really trying to get to the bottom of it. I think it's very easy and tempting for people who, who've maybe got their life together a little bit and they're successful in some ways, to just look at people who are, throwing soup on paintings to save the planet or whatever. And, it's kind of silly and you make fun of it. But I think I've always seen that within that is the drive to have meaning.
Right.
And it's the drive to be significant as well. And it's the drive to live in a significant time. I think there's a huge appeal to the idea that we are living in some kind of time that is immediately before an imminent catastrophe. And if I just go out and I have the right placard at the right protest, then we'll save the planet. Otherwise, everything's going to go haywire. And what I wanted to ask you is, why is it that people pursue forms of activism that are not actually effective? Because if you wanted meaning, like I get a lot of meaning from doing trigonometry, because I feel like we're contributing to the cultural discussions and shaping them in a way that we think is true and matters a lot. And from the feedback we get from people, I hear that it makes a meaningful impact on their lives. And that to me is meaning. That's real meaning. But if I was engaged in something that was not producing any outcome and was in fact not geared to producing any outcome, was simply attending protests for the sake of feeling like I am with other people who are achieving effectively nothing, I wouldn't find that meaningful.
Yeah.
Why do people pursue forms of activism that don't actually achieve anything at all?
We get asked this all the time. Which VPN do you take?
Well, one answer, which is an incomplete answer, is that it's performative.
Okay.
But it's not performative to others, it's performative to yourself. That the meaning comes from showing that you care about something enough to be angry about it, to have to put yourself into a hot hedonic state, to feel intense levels of negative emotionality. It just shows that you can actually feel something, for Pete's sake. Look, you're doing the show, really, really good, but you're not in a hot hedonic state. On the contrary, it'd be terrible if you're just yelling the whole time. I mean, there are people who try to do that in media, but it would be a less effective medium if you were doing that. But there are a lot of people who just can't feel anything. They're not feeling anything. They're completely numb. And so what they get involved in forms of very, very performative activism because it makes them feel alive, maybe for the first time in a long time. And it's a really an extraordinary thing. I mean, they're spending their time scrolling and dating online, and it's just incredibly numbing behaviors. They kind of wiped out all sense of boredom, but their lives are grindingly boring. And so the result of it is they want to feel something, maybe for the first time in a long time, is what it comes down to. The second problem is that a lot of young people today have been effectively conscripted into a culture war by baby boomers, and they've been made to understand that their identity is in a form of grievance. And this is very common. This is the best way to manipulate people, is to help them to create a victim identity. That's identity politics. But the most single toxic kind of identity that you can have is that I'm a victim. This is what.
Why is it toxic?
It's toxic because you're looking in the mirror and saying, I'm aggrieved. I don't know who I am if I'm not feeling bad. And this is the exact antithesis of Christianity or any good, serious, nutritious religion, which is to look in the mirror and say, I'm a beloved child of God. What's my identity? Child of God. It's profoundly positive. But if you look in the mirror and you say, I'm the victim of discrimination, I'm somebody who's actually suffered marginalization, I'm somebody who's on the short end of the stick, that's terrible as an identity. That's the recipe for anxiety and depression, which of course it has produced.
And what would you say to people who will say to you, well, I have been a victim of this, or my people have been a victim of this for a long time, or now, you get the same on other parts of the political spectrum. We have been a victim of DEI or whatever. And these are all things that are historically accurate.
I mean, the woke right is doing exactly the same thing. today? I don't know. Do we use on trigonometry? Do we talk about that? Do we use this term of art?
I was one of the people that pioneered it.
You
feel.
did. You coined this, didn't you? Yeah. But
He's got
exactly
me
right.
lots of love and gratitude on the internet.
Yeah, he's come for a drink now with Tucker.
means you're onto something, Constantine. You're onto something. But the truth is that you will find, again, this is not the exclusive ecosystem of the left. The left got really, really good at this, of conscripting people into the culture war with victim identity. But the right has picked this up like crazy because it's incredibly powerful. And why should, I mean, you should acknowledge the fact that there are injustices in the world. That's the right thing to do. But you don't identify yourself with injustice per se. That's the perfect recipe for misery to do something like that. On the contrary, you should be joyful. There's something that you can actually do. I mean, the message of most religions is, notwithstanding all the hard things in your life, you're beloved. Notwithstanding that you can have a good life. You know, that's the whole idea, that the good life is open to absolutely everybody, as opposed to, I know you grew up in you grew up in a first world country with all kinds of prosperity, but you're still a victim. Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a way to live. But of course, that makes you really as putty in the hands of the dark triad activist boomer. You know, the person who's a narcissist, the person who's Machiavellian, the person who has psychopathic tendencies, which, by the way, the research is very clear, describes most real activist leaders today in the political environment. They have these tendencies. That's 7% of the population is dark triad, but they're disproportionately represented in the activist community, and they want soldiers. How do you get that? By freaking them out, by making them think that the world is actually against them, as opposed to helping them understand how they can take control, how they can have agency, how life can be joyful, how life can be good, which is the responsible thing for all of us to do with young people today.
Do you think part of the problem as well, Arthur, is they say comparison is a thief of joy, and with social media, we live in a perpetual state of comparison?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely the case. And that quote is frequently attributed to President Theodore Roosevelt, of all people. And whether he said it on the internet. And, so it may or may not be his, but it's certainly manifestly true. And I've got data and all kinds of experiments from the literature that show that's exactly the case. As much as if you take photographs on your vacation, you will enjoy the vacation 16% less, and about 25% less if you post them to the internet. So, for example, that's just, all that is sort of empirical verification of the fact that when you're doing something and you're living for other people, when you're trying to hold yourself up to the standards of others, when you're not fully present in the joy that is your life, you're not going to enjoy your life, is what it comes down to. But sure, I mean, but fundamentally the problem isn't social comparison. Fundamentally the problem is that our brains are broken. Our brains are broken. We're being shoved 205 times a day on average, which is the number of times that the average American looks at his phone, into the left hemisphere of the brain. The right hemisphere is mystery and meaning and significance and purpose and love and hope. That's the right side of the brain. But no, you're over there in the world of information you didn't ask for things that actually promise you everything and deliver nothing. And it was the complicated problems of engineering and analysis, as opposed to the complex issues of meaning and mystery. And if you're just never there, well, guess what? You're going to be sad and angry.
And that sadness and anger, particularly when you've got young men who are more prone to extremes of emotion, that tends to lead towards extremism, doesn't it?
It can, absolutely. Although I would contest that it's mostly men, on the contrary. What we find is that, and this comes from the work of John Haidt, who's just the best on this, and Gene Twenge and a lot of other people, Brad Wilcox down at the University of Virginia, who show that there's incredible problems of depression and anxiety, of mood disorders, of diagnosed mental illness, particularly for progressive women under 30. Progressive women under 30 have a 56% chance of having been formally diagnosed with at least one mental illness. Why? Well, because of this. Because this is how it's manifest. You know, when depression is largely shown among women with sadness and men with anger. That's how you see it. A lot of women don't understand that about their husbands. Like, my husband's so grumpy all of a sudden. He's depressed. He's depressed. Well, he's not crying. Of course not. That's not how men do it. Men do it in a different way. So you're going to see this manifest in different ways in classic mood disorders with sadness, especially sadness, depression, rumination with women, and with unhealthy, disordered forms of anger for men.
And the worrying thing is the way we're going in society, where if you look at it, men are less and less likely to get married, less and less likely to be in relationships, less and less likely to have deep friendships, which are incredibly important for men. You do worry where this is going to go because
where
we're
does it put
less
the
and less
phone?
happy. And as a
Here,
result,
here.
young men and young women,
Oh.
they're veering away from each other as
Right.
well.
No, that's right. And
Mm,
you know, effectively what the Great Awakening has done. But what that really is
whatever. I'm off.